Yeah, so I could just ramble and vamp as much as I want because that's what I do, but we're not here to listen to me ramble and vamp. We're here to watch some absolute bangers in video games. And I'm completely serious when I say this next run is fine. You would say it is so fine that it is double fine. We are heading into Psychonauts 2, 80% by Bytez. Bytez, take it away.
I love what you did there. This is definitely a double fine game. I absolutely love this Psychonauts 2 game. I really do hope that the run shows how much I do enjoy it, because it is a blast. If you have not played it, please do. And also, please check out their documentary, because it is quite the trip that they went through creating this game. Enough about that. We're here to watch some speedruns. A quick introduction. I am Bytez. You might have seen me on Wednesday running Cyberpunk, and now I'm here running Psychonauts 2, so I have quite the variety of speedruns on my list. But anyway, yeah, we can get right into it. We start off with a new game, so I'll just count us down so we can start. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. So just to give a quick rundown of what this game is at the start, because it's a quite slow walk here after this cutscene. This takes place 2 days after the first Psychonauts game, where we become an official Psychonaut, given to us by Ford Cruller, who was the head of the camp back in the first game. And now we're on our first official Psychonauts mission, because this also takes place after the VR game, Rhombus of Ruin, where this person right here, Dr. Lobato, kidnapped the head of the Psychonauts headquarters, Truman Zanato. And we're trying to figure out what's in his brain, as that is what we do in the Psychonauts. We go into everyone's brain, pick out what's really going on in there, some troublesome thoughts and feelings. And I think he's catching on to what we're doing here, as we're trying to find out who his boss is that gave him the mission to kidnap Truman and steal his brain. A lot of brain stuff in this game. Also, in this level, there's a lot of teeth, because he is a dentist. He doesn't do a lot of brain stuff normally, but that's what he was assigned to do, and we're trying to figure out what he's doing. And now we're getting into some more platforming stuff, getting into the tutorials of wall jumping, ledge jumps, and such. They just kind of give us all the stuff back to back, with all of the Psychonauts. Here we're with our coach. He's going to teach us our first ability here, telekinesis, as we can pick up and throw stuff, and also give us the ability to roll, which we'll be using at the start of the run for quite a little bit until we get our next ability. For now, going to be focusing on combat. What telekinesis does, it picks up objects, you can throw them, and to make the combat as fast as possible, I can just throw these items at the sensors here, stunning them and allowing me to just kind of pummel them with all the punches, making these quite fast. And with this roll ability, I'm able to use a melee attack during the animation, allowing me to kind of repeat the roll over and over again. It immediately becomes obsoleted as soon as we get Side Blast here. Side Blast is probably one of the most broken abilities in this game. I'm saying, like, it breaks pretty much everything. Coming up, we're gonna have a trick very soon once I get ability after after this. But for now, what makes this so broken at the start is that we get to do something called Psy Hops here. You'll be seeing me use it pretty much the majority of the game, where I use the Psy Blast ability, roll, and then jump. That carries a lot of the momentum from the roll into the jump, allowing me to get through pretty much every corridor at like pretty high speeds. So I'm going to be clearing all these hallways very fast.
Yeah, I see how quickly your energy like recharges when you're doing it. So yeah, I can totally see how that's broken.
It is very much used the entire run here. I will. Oh no! Get the weight back. There's a lot of enemies here. There are doubts, regrets, sensors, just kind of the default looking enemies. They just don't want you to be in the brain because you're not supposed to be in here. And doubts slow you down, regrets weigh you down. And that is one of the main speed techs of this run, which is prop flying, which again involves Psy Blasts and the telekinesis mixed together, allowing you to fly across the stage like anywhere you want. And it's probably the most used tech we'll be using in this run. It's pretty much everything here as we're flying across the sky into the final room of the tutorial, and we are done with our first Psychonaut mission. We made it to the Psychonauts headquarters, as that's what our destination was while going through that mission. And with that, I think we'll be able to close out the bid war.
All right, let's do the proverbial check and see what it is at. And it looks like we are going to be running with an emerald levitation ball.
Let's go.
Thank you everybody for donating. You raised so much money for such a good person. My dog's agree.
Here we got to get through the automatic, allowing us to pretty much buy upgrades within the run. But for now, we are getting the emerald ball, correct? Just
yeah, sorry. Dogs were saying emerald. It took me a little bit to.
They want the emerald ball.
It took me a hot second to get the corgi to human translator going.
All right, here we go. Shining green levitation ball. Thank you all so much. And we get to see the shiny ball roll around at the speed of sound. Now, we're getting bullied. We're not an actual Psychonaut. We are actually just interns, as it turns out. Lord Cruller had no power of giving us the Psychonauts role, because he's a little cuckoo in the brain. But that's okay. We can get through internship, right? And now, since we're part of the internship program, we had to meet the rest of the interns, and turns out they're not that nice to the newbies. And they stole our clothes. But thankfully, Sasha, one of the Psychonauts, gave us some extra. We gotta move on to getting our internship mentor. As we get pretty much every pop-up in the game here, giving us a lot of information. But now we got the Autobahn, which is the fast travel. And we're making our way to Nick Johnsmith, who is our internship mentor, also known as the mailman. So we've been put on mail duty, but he's not here. So we have to sort the mail ourselves, and what better way to do it is to just not sort it at all. Because we don't know what we're doing.
Eh.
But all it takes is 11 mail, and we get this big package. It's not meant for any of those sections. It's meant for the head of the Psychonauts, Truman. And in that box was our mentor, Nick John Smith.
Oh, good.
Don't know why he was there, but he had a key to a hotel and casino.
When does class start? Yeah.
We'll see that in a little bit. For now, we're going to our first internship lesson, where we learn mental connection. Here we can connect ideas together, and it allows us to move around these clouds
What's this
in the
little
level.
nugget of wisdom?
I didn't connect. We're talking about cilantro here. She really does not like cilantro.
I'm one of those people that either taste good or it tastes like absolute bleh.
But now, we're not supposed to be this deep into her mind. We were supposed to be in class. She stepped away because she wanted us to complete the lesson ourselves. She stepped away from the class, and we just stumbled across one of her deeper memories, where this is Agent Forsyth. I forgot to mention. we're in Hollis Forsyth's mind. Where she had her classroom, and in her past she was a nurse. We get to kind of get through all this side scrolling, talking about Dr. Potts, who pretty much stole her ideas of mental connection to his own benefits, as he here takes credit himself. But since this is mostly just lore stuff, if there are any messages, any donations to read out, that would be a good time.
There is a really big message. So friends, we have unlocked a new bid war, and that is specifically for Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. And that is the character bid war. You get to choose which character Isenfly is going to be using during the run. And we have some absolute amazing options. So we have Beat from Jet Set Radio, Kazuma Kiryu from Yakuza. We have Morgana, the wonderful little kitty from Persona 5. We have Hello Kitty from, Hello Kitty. And we have Yoko, the SMB Banana Blitz boss that looks like, he's going to be riding the ball, not inside the ball. And you alone are the one that gets to choose which one's going to be used. So !donate in chat. Head down to the bottom of the page, scroll or head to incentives, click the monkey of your choosing, and every single dollar that you donate not only goes to that incentive, but also towards the milestone of $3,000 so we can get Helix to run some Banana Rumble. It's going to be an amazing bid war because there's so many awesome options.
Risk with something more positive than death. It would open her up to so many more missions.
Oh, and actually, I was just corrected. Hello Kitty said goodbye, Kitty, and it's actually going to be a wonderful person named Steve, as one does when they're saying Hello Kitty instead of Steve. But yes, it is going to be Steve, not Hello Kitty. And Isenfly, who's in chat, is saying pick Steve. Definitely pick Steve.
Do it.
Or don't. I'm not your mom. You should still donate because it's for an awesome cause.
Alert. Weak psychic activity detected.
Now that we finished the first part of Hollis' mind, we have accidentally corrupted her mind into saying that money can be a good thing if we have a high risk, which also translate to maybe we should gamble,
One bit.
as she is the treasurer of the Psychonauts, and also one of the intern teachers. She did not want the psychic interns to be part of this mission, which involves gambling, and also it's dangerous because this casino does not like psychics. But we're here anyways because we corrupted her mind with mental connection, her own creation, unfortunately. And please don't hurt me. I'm a child. Okay, we're good. That was a little scary. The big sensors are incredibly strong. Yeah, we are now in the mission with the rest of the Psychonauts, as we shouldn't be. And Hollis has a gambling addiction, so now we're back in her mind to recover her brain from this corruption. Yeah, we get another side scroll and some more lore. Not really lore, but we get to see some gambling from Dr. Potts, also known as Jack Potts, which is,
So sorry, Doctor.
as you know, a gambling term. It took me so long to realize that after picking up this game.
Like a quick aside, I've always been an absolute love of just the designs to everything within the original Psychonauts and the sequel here. It's so unique and it's so amazing, and I love watching this.
True. Now we get to the dice room. They are 3 different rooms, separated by a gazillion dollars, because we're not part of the gazillion dollar club, and we want the best odds for trying to upgrade.
More spring in my levitation.
Trying to get the best odds to get a gazillion dollars, because we want to get in the High Rollers Club. No better way to do it than to break every level and take this chair with me. And you already know what I'm going to do. We're going to prop fly to the end here. Each room has 2 mental connections to fix. So now we're going to be effective, but defiant.
It's like, to quote a certain speedrunner, chair please. And I know that certain speedrunners in chat, so hello.
And next
Yeah.
we're going to head into the pharmacy, where we're going to play Plinko. A little play on words with Plinko.
Love it.
Not a big fan of this. But we get to see another tech called Speedball, where Psyblast once again is used to move objects that we ride on top of, and moves thrice as fast as it should.
Wouldn't the wisest choice be?
So gambling can be done quick.
Important to know when to quit, especially when playing rope. Sounds like you've got a method. That doesn't sound like a smart.
Actually, quick question when it comes to prop flying. Can you do it with any prop, or is it specifically just chairs?
A little judge.
So prop flying can be done with any object that we can walk on top of and not fall off of. So anything that's like round shaped, we're not really able to use, because the main mechanic of it is that we have to walk constantly while on the prop, while charging Psyblast. And so that allows us to not fall off of the object at all. And combining that with telekinesis, it will constantly fly us to the right, because the game wants the prop to only be on the right side of Raz. So it's very tricky to maneuver around, as it takes the camera into the equation of which way we are flying.
Gotcha.
Oh. Okay. I wanted to be the hearts. I'm following my heart. And we lost.
I was gonna say, well, considering Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming up a little later in this marathon, losing one's heart, yeah, that kind of tracks.
Yeah, the heart is in a little pickle here. They've hurt themselves a lot, so Now they can't race. That's why they keep losing. So whenever they do win, the winner who bet on hearts gets $1 gazillion. Who would have thought?
Oh.
So now Raz has the idea of taking over heart's position, putting on this paper bag, because that'll fool them, right?
Oh, 100%.
And now we race as hearts, as we put the bet on ourselves.
Look, I mean, if Snake can use a cardboard box, the paper bag is just like the training box for young stealth operations.
True. No, they'll never know the difference. It's just a heart.
It's just a heart.
Everyone loves hearts. Heart is
True.
a symbol of love
Agreed.
and money. As we get $1 gazillion.
It's definitely worth $1 gazillion in hearts right there. Chat, can we get $1 gazillion hearts in chat? I don't know how that's possible, but I know you're smart enough. You'll figure something out.
And now, after all that gambling, we have made it to Lady Luctopus, which is the name of the casino and also the boss fight inside Hollis's mind. It's taken over her mind, and now we have to kind of slap her awake, as she should not be gambling this much. And one of the little gimmicks here is that if I shoot the Luctopus with a side blast, it skips some dialogue, so some attacks come out a little faster than normal. And with the attacks, I can hide behind the tentacles of Luctopus and kind of just make her hit herself, as I don't really need to do that much work besides making her talk faster. So now got 2 attack phases here, and this would be the last arm or tentacle. The good thing about the side blast thing to skip her dialogue is that it will always consistently be the same arm on the final cycle. This used to be heavily cycle based before this was found, and now it's a lot easier to just manipulate this. Now I get behind this arm. Oh, she hit some. So there we go. It's right into the tentacle, and we get to open her mind again and break Luctopus's heart,
Oh.
snapping Hollis back into reality. And now we get to finish the rest of the casino mission, which was honestly such a cool sequence to watch. All the characters in this cutscene are on this rooftop here. You just see how Raz is moving in the background there. Just wanted to show that off a little bit because it is a little silly to see everyone just hovering over there and talking in the cutscene.
So if you stay by that group, does that like cut in still happen?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
And you can see the lighting change, and oh, I forgot. Okay, there we go.
Oh.
See the lighting change on all their models, and you can get to see the model of this whale.
That's so cool.
It's actually really tiny
Oh,
in comparison to everyone, which is incredibly hilarious.
perfect.
What's that gotta be kidding me?
But now you get to see what's inside Nick John Smith's room here. There's a picture of Lily Zanotto, the daughter of Truman. I don't know why you would have that. But you know what? We'll move on, because Psychonauts have found out that he's been researching the villain Maligula, who drowned Raz's hometown in water, as she is a water psychic. So a little scary to find out who it actually was. And Raz did have a little peek of a silhouette that looked kind of like her in the tutorial level.
Interesting.
Now we get to see a brief visit to the
note I found at the casino was
to the revisiting area, where normally you would revisit all the levels and get all the collectibles. But right now we're just doing 90%, so we get out of there pretty quickly.
And as we're doing a quick revisit of the area, mind if I cut in with an update on the character bid war?
Go for it.
Perfect. We've got a pair of dollar donations from Anonymous. Thank you so much, Anonymous 1 and Anonymous 2. We also have a $25 donation from Kiwi. Thank you so much to everybody for being absolutely generous. Your donations are super important. And specifically for this character bid war, the current leader of the pack is Kiryu from Yakuza. So if you want to see Kiryu, cool. Make sure you put those incentives continuously towards Kiryu. But if you would like to see Yoko, Morgana, Beat, or, and I've been corrected multiple times in multiple locations, Steve from Minecraft. Specifically from Minecraft, not just somebody they took a picture on the street that just happened to be named Steve. Actual Minecraft Steve. Definitely choose which one of those that you would prefer with exclamation point donate in chat. Scroll down, and when you do donate, as a reminder, make sure you are choosing an incentive. You have to assign your donation to an incentive, otherwise it will get missed, and we don't want to do that because that would make everybody sad. And then all of those donations also go towards the milestone of unlocking Banana Rumble. So let's get to it, friends.
Now we're in Ford Cruller's mind.
There's a note to Ford.
Ford can be summoned by Raz if he puts bacon at his ear, as he is really fond of bacon. It's like the only way that Raz was able to communicate with him, as he was back in camp from the first game. And we really needed to get him because he's the only one that knows like what could go on around here. Because Truman asked for him. I don't know why he would do that. I thought he was unconscious. He didn't have a brain, or he does have a brain, but he's just gone. But now since Ford is here, just like in the first game, his mind. Or his psychic ability is teleportation. It does look like there's many copies of him, but in reality, he's just teleporting all across the areas in different costumes. So he has the form of a barber. He works at a bowling alley, and he's also the mailman.
I'm sure that makes sense.
And we have to get access to each of them by doing some side quests. But we do need to pick up some stuff for that. So we have to get out of the headquarters and head over to get these side quests done. So what we're going to do first is that I am going to get a chair. Let's see if I get the chair. It is a chair. Who we saw there was Raz's dad. His family decided to visit because this is pretty much his job now, as they think he's a psychonaut, but he just turned out to be an intern, and his family wants to be really close to him. His family owns a circus, as they are acrobatic. Full acrobatic. No. Wrong option. I just need help. I need your bowling. Oh,
okay.
Got it.
Oh, okay. I'm off to the
I need his bowling membership card.
This is a serious mission.
Agent Bull talks to a lot of animals, and he wants to talk to a bee because he's missing the other Psychonaut, Cassiopeia. Here we are going to fly to the questionable area. Oh,
Careful, it gets
Chair decided to leave me behind.
Cheers, like that's one too many spins. I'm out. Oh my goat.
You get the goat.
I love it.
Whenever we're in these overworld areas, we get to see different kind of animals. because this is the great outdoors.
The entrance to the forgetful forest is somewhere
Everything in the questionable area is just a bunch of questions. I don't know why they do that. Very questionable.
I want that sign just to exist. I love that.
And they just have a warning sign, a warning question mark. Keep out. But here we're picking up just a few Bs, maybe 3. Compton wanted just 1 B, but we decided to just go above and beyond, give him some more, just in case. And out here is Raz's family. We are forced to visit them because they want to give us side quests, including this one where we have to set up the tent. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shoot the target on the very top. That gives us the dive ability, and I overlap that with the fast travel. So I now have dive ability, and I have skipped that cutscene at the same time.
Nice.
But dive helps a little bit, giving us a little push when we are airborne, and we just do that because it's just very convenient that they're right next to each other like that. And now we are inside Compton's mind, where we meet the judge enemy. They judge our actions. We just take their gavel and punch them a lot. And now Compton's mind has turned into a game show. I adore this level so much more after watching the documentary that Double Fine made.
Oh, really?
This level was created by the director of that documentary during what they call Amnesia Fortnite, which is a way that they kind of work away from the game, take away like a lot of stress, and they just work on small projects together as a team. They split up into different leaders who don't normally take the leadership role, and the director of the documentary, Asif, created a game during that called The Gods Are Hungry, I believe, or something like that, which also involved a cooking game show. And they liked it so much that they wanted to include it into this game specifically for this mind. And I absolutely loved how that came up for this game.
I love that so much.
Like someone who didn't have game dev background just made documentaries for them. They just said, "Hey, you want to make a game?" And they're like, "Sure." Never done it, but I had these ideas, and it just ended up being such a great level. As much as it is like a little boring of a level in the speed run, because all we're doing is just cooking and waiting for the downtime. So cooking takes a lot of patience. I really do love this level a lot more knowing that information.
Yeah, anything with a story like that is just, it makes it so much more special.
Right. Now, get to use more of the kitchen utilities using this blender with strawberries, making a jam. And then we got a lot of ingredients here and a lot of downtime. So if there's any more messages, donations.
Yeah, as a reminder, for that Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania character bid war, Kiryu is still in the lead, and I know y'all love Yakuza, but I know there's also people in there that are big fans of Jet Set Radio, of Persona 5, of Minecraft, or just you want the evil will always win because good is, well, not evil. To get Yoko on there, so again, exclamation point donate in chat. My bestie of friends and just also general good will be the one that puts that in chat. You know who you are. Also, you got my bestie, so y'all should put donate in chat. And scroll down to the incentives at the bottom of the page. Make sure you are putting your donations towards that incentive. And every single dollar of that donation, as a reminder, not just only goes towards that incentive bid war, but we also are trying to get that milestone. We are at $2,682 going towards Alice at Wonderland games because y'all are amazing. But we need to hit 3,000 to get the, speaking of goats, the goat of Monkey, Helix, to run Banana Rumble with a new mechanic, a new Monkey, and just generally amazing Monkey. It's, if you've never seen Helix run Monkey Ball of any kind, you are in for an absolute treat. Just the monkey block in general is going to be amazing, and it's going to blow your mind. Almost so much so that Bytes is going to have to come take a visit and like reenact Psychonauts 1, 2, or create Psychonauts 3 to like put everything back together.
Do my best. We got some more cooking here. Oh wait, no, the pan's on the other side. Oops. Thankfully, there's a lot more eggs. This is the last dish that we're making here. Okay. It's a little difficult to throw all these objects with the telekinesis upgrade. They just move so fast, and I have to aim them in a very specific spot so they don't miss. But I'm throwing ingredients in this order specifically because I don't want to work on the eggs. I'm kind of letting them cook on their own, letting them be their own thing. You kind of see that it's got some progress done, but
They are a strong, independent yolk.
yes. It did take another update of the game. They had like a little oopsie when it launched. The egg yolk was not a yolk. It cooked backwards, essentially. No, the bacon fell. How did it fall?
Chat, look away. Crimes against bacon.
Do not tell Gordon Ramsay. Alright, we get to do this again. Oh wait, it's because I didn't cook it. I'm working too far ahead here. I'm working too far ahead. The egg did not cook quite all the way, so now I actually have to do my job.
Oh no!
That is totally fine. Now we get back to the bacon because we actually need to make it into bacon. It was just a strip of pork.
So that is a question you do not want to ask.
Now get to do our job. Cook this up. Good thing is that everything else kind of takes a while to finish anyway, so I just need to get everything together here as they're all done. And just as a little warning to anyone who is sensitive to vomit or of that variety, you might want to look away for this boss. Because these judges ate too much. And they gotta take it out somehow. But the whole idea of this boss is that we need to cook these dishes with Compton. We were cooking them for him, but now he kind of has to do it himself, and we're just giving him the ingredients to work on them. And what I do here is that these attacks take too long. So what I do is I just basically fall off the stage, and they're like, oh, he's been hit. And they move on to the next attack. So we kind of just do all this very quickly just by screaming our lungs off every time. And
As you do.
they've heard it enough. And this boss is somewhat RNG dependent. The longer it goes, or farther into the phases it goes, the more RNG heavy it can be. But for this first phase, oh wow, get down, Mr. President. That mini sensor just blocked the weight I was trying to use against that.
I suddenly thought I was playing Destiny 2 again, because we say that all the time.
I completely forgot my train of thought I was going with it. But the RNG of this, the second phase now, they have 2 guaranteed ingredients out of the 6 on the stage. And then on the third phase, it goes down to 1 guaranteed ingredient. So mostly RNG heavy, but not too bad because some of the RNG can be kind of predicted easily, but not guaranteed to work every time. There, I'm just kind of picking at random spots, and it just kind of works. It's very rare to get everything on first try. One more attack. And if I do take too long to pick up the right ingredient, they do an extra attack because I'm too slow. After we get this next ingredient, it should be the next attack phase. Alright. And after this, there's only 1 guaranteed ingredient. And the reason why I'm picking up the weight there is that it pretty much every enemy is a counter to the other. So the weights from the regrets are very strong against everyone, almost doing half of their health. So it's, and in this case, because it's a sensor, it does pretty much all of it. They just get deleted. Let's see if we can get an okay pull here. It doesn't look like there's very hard to pick through to get the right ingredient there. There we go. Health isn't looking too good, but after this we only have to do 1 more cycle of falling off the stage. There we go. Second try is fine. So that's the last attack. Oh, I got 1 more. That is fine because we get the health after this. Oh, got baited. That's fine. I think that was the end of that attack, so we get the ingredient now. It's pretty scary playing with the health in this boss, but get the first pull.
Nice.
And we get the judge and the huge sensor, and we can just kind of bop them off the stage, and that will be this boss completed. You gotta feed the last judge so they blow up. Some nice cupcakes. I think there's like mini pies. Mini, but they're like huge in comparison to Raz.
With this senior league pass, I can get to Agent.
And now we can get into the bowling alley, and I need to grab 1 more item before we can get through the rest of the story here. We need to get a brain for Nick John Smith, because he's a member of the male community. And by male, I mean the mailroom community. And he's the only one with access to get into the mailroom that Ford is in. And we want to talk to Ford real badly in there. So we get Heptadome Harry's brain. Pretty empty in here, but it's got promise because it's empty. Now we will get through all of Ford's minds, trying to put them back together into one. Starting with Barber Ford. These are fairly fast levels because of prop flying. A lot of the routing for this was very tricky to get around without prop flying. And the release of the game took us quite a while to figure it out. And thankfully this kind of just lets us go to the end.
Yeah,
normally there'd be like a lot of platforming and fights. There's like a unskippable fight the other side here, but you get to fly over.
Lucy.
Oh, my barrel.
Barrel Y. Yeah.
Some more flying to the top.
Such a relief to hear you say that.
Yeah, you can kind of see like the area you're supposed to be traversing without flying, and I can kind of get how, from a speedrunning standpoint, that would be a little chaotic to kind of route through before you found the gloriousness of the flight.
For the other two. I hope I'm
Because in that area there's the fight with a very large invisible wall, so we had to like
I stepped in some
kind of go over some buildings to go around the invisible wall, and
Ooh.
it was very hard to do because it starts the combat. It changes our camera.
Oh, no.
So it's good that you get to go around that. And now we get to see more fastball movement with the side blast and this bowling ball. We're not normally supposed to be going this fast with the bowling ball. And we just got through Wii Sports, so we get to see more bowling.
Well, it's like that, and I'm impressed that Psychonauts 2 has a preview of Super Monkey Ball, or like the monkey block in this little
True.
section.
Instead of riding in the ball, we are on the ball.
Well, one of the character bid war options does get to ride on top of the ball, and that is a boss from Banana Blitz in the form of Yoko. So it's like Psychonauts 2 and Monkey Ball are like BFFs. They just knew.
And what I did there is, in this level, we can't just go straight to the end. We have to meet a checkpoint, or else the game just kind of soft locks itself because we haven't really progressed through the level. So I had to get that cutscene, and I got the floating ball through landing on top of the vent, as well as triggering a cutscene, and that just made the ball a lot more floaty somehow. And get to skip to the end of that level. And now we're in Hypnodome Harry's brain that's on Nick John Smith's head. So now we're just kind of getting his senses back together, starting with a vision. Honestly, I love the art of this level the most.
I am entranced by it. Enthralled. Any word for awe. Yes, that's me.
Got on top of here, and we get the time bubble ability, which slows down any object that is moving very fast. We use this only a few times in the run when needed. For now, we get to use it against the panic attack enemies, which is what we kind of briefly saw there at the start of this level. And we can beat these very fast by making them kind of burn themselves. So what I did there is I took the hit from their projectile attack, and I kind of just walk into them, deleting a panic attack, because the burn does twice as much damage when it is affected through another enemy. It's kind of like in how a doubt leaves a puddle of itself that you can kind of put down in flames, and it'll like burn anyone standing in it. And because I'm the one on fire, it just kind of spreads onto the panic attack and just deletes it.
Nice.
And that panic attack that I fought, I think we're good here. Okay. That I fought there is required, because that would also, oh no, I would also soft lock this level if I did not fight it. This one makes it okay. So now I can just kind of skip through the rest of these areas and pretty much not do any of the intended stuff. Especially in this level. All these band members are members of the Psychic Six, but in the form of the Six Senses.
Oh, happy
Let me
hand.
take a look.
Sounds good to me.
Audio, talking about how it sounds good to him and he's an ear. My
I love that.
second favorite.
Get those instruments and get out of here.
Also, just wanted to shout out our absolutely generous donations and donators. We just broke the $2,700 barrier, so GG's everybody, and thank you so much.
Let's go.
So, Maligula, you
Now we got all his senses kind of together, and it turns out this brain was Helmet Fullbear, who's also a member of the Psychic Six,
almost done.
who everyone thought he drowned in the battle with Maligula. But they recovered his brain and had it in storage for so long, nobody knew about it.
Aw.
He's just been battling his demons with the memory of Maligula and how everyone tried so hard to fight her that
Excuse me.
they just kind of forgot about him,
Would you mind if
and he's been trying to forget about her. So
Aw.
that's why he lost all his senses for not being in a body for so long, and also just suppressing so much, which is pretty sad for most of these ideas. Now we're in the mailroom. Real this time. Oh, that's invisible wall.
Now we're actually in the mail.
Yeah, we are the mail. Very difficult to maneuver around this invisible wall. It's just bumping me. Stop. Okay, I get it this time.
Oh, please.
Okay, I got it. Let's go.
Yeah. Very
Skips
nice.
through a lot of platforming, and two of the intended rooms that we're supposed to go into. But we're going to the last one because this one is also something that we can't just entirely skip. We need to watch this cutscene, or else once again we get another soft lock.
Okay.
Trying to get this letter together to send to a very special person to forward.
I know that's not hey,
But the
that's
keys to this typewriter are missing the letters to spell out the name. So we gotta put it back together so we can send this letter.
where is it?
Oh, there it is.
I'd say while you're
Go ahead.
sorry. I'd say while you're working on that, I have two quick donations I can send your way if you'd like.
Go for it.
All right, we have $5 from Anonymous, who says, "Gotta pat my man Kenny's lead. Good luck to all the speedrunners, and thank you to everyone who's made this event possible. Less than 3. Thank you so much, Anonymous, but you're gonna have to put it. You had the lead for a second. However, I Swim Fly donated $15 and said, ringing my own bid war for Steve. Challenge me if you dare." And with that, the absolutely wonderful Steve from Minecraft is in the lead. So if you want to see Steve, Kitty, or any of the wonderful other casts of characters, definitely put your donation toward one of those options.
Now that we got Ford's mind together, we are entering the level of the sarcophagus, which is pretty much just the cemetery of all his minds put together. That was a really difficult climb to do, and I kind of just briefly went through it. Normally this level is another falling auto scroller where you can just like talk to the different Ford mines to uncover the mystery of what he's been trying to hide. But in this case, I just went over an invisible wall and skipped that entire fall. And now we are working with Ford to get into the original Psychonauts
Agent Cruller?
main
I
base
didn't lose him in the
for the
woods.
Psychic Six, where we're trying to get to the Astrolaith to talk to Raz's grandmother, Nona, who somehow recognizes this place. And we're trying to find a way to get rid of these plants and these bees covering the astrolabe. So we gotta talk to the local plant man himself, Bob Zanotto, here in the greenhouse. The noodle pillow all the way to the top here.
Love it.
And Bob's just been isolated in here by himself. Just him and his plants. And we just want to get him to help us out here with our mission. And now we get to go through his mind,
This bottle looks
and he's got a lot going on here.
Yeah, no.
There's some bottles.
prominent, if you will.
He's got a little bit of a drinking problem. And with that, he really just doesn't want to remember a lot of his past. Just kind of pushing away these ideas. Because now he's just a bulb, a plant himself. What I'm going to do here is, once again, we don't want to do a lot of platforming in this. So we just fly all the way above these ginormous invisible walls.
I see the long
And-
distance trash can right there.
And get into his greenhouse here, where this bottle is a memory throughout his childhood with his mother. A lot to uncover there, but I won't get too into it. It's just a lot of drinking involved, and
Okay, let's see what's causing this bad mood.
it's just causing a lot of stress for him. So now he has all these
It's definitely a game that hits harder than you realize it's gonna hit.
oh yeah, definitely. It'll make you feel things, and honestly, I'm here to feel them. All these emotions just like going right at you. Like all the writing in this game is just genuine, and it's really nice to see like kind of portrayed in this way.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got a little bit of auto scroller slow walking with the bulb, just for a brief moment, just to show this mechanic. And that kind of goes into another combat section. What I'm going to do here is that I'm going to stand in the middle of this room and stare at the pool. It's a very nice pool, and an enemy just spawned inside the water, and I don't have to deal with it for the rest of this fight. So now I just kind of bait everything into the water, and they will pass.
Come on, killer.
This is a combat section. Back into another auto scroller. It's really, really funny that some enemies can be manipulated to spawn in certain locations, from Rez's position along with camera position. That is like the one occurrence that like we can actually spawn something inside of somewhere that they're not supposed to go to.
Careful, slippery stuff here. They really ought to put down some yellow cones here.
The combat just happens so quickly in this game when
Some with clean.
stuff like that happens, because the ability is just very strong, especially water. Water's not my ability, but everything is just very weak to it. Nothing can swim.
I just like how you're basically holding like a hydrophobic head. Like that kinetic stand that's hydrophobic. It just, this head does not
It's just-
appreciate water.
His aura is just so strong. His burps were so powerful that they just made an entire bubble, an air bubble that we can just stand in with him. Here, I'm gonna go into the last bottle. I'm gonna do is a little visual glitch that I like to do in this. Just kind of has his hands up, and we're going down the slide. Woo! Try. Oh, I missed one of the figments. That's fine. We don't need any of the figments. But we're just having a good time going down the slide. Absolutely best bug in the game.
Love it.
And gonna go right into cake here, as this bottle
Wait a minute.
is a memory of his wedding. As we get to find out it's no. It's with Helmet. And get a little combat pretty quick as well. Just have to wait this out. Can't really do anything with. Just kind of wait for this attack to go through.
If I can find the cause of this bad mood, maybe I can.
This bad mood always spawns a heart, and this one is guaranteed on that table because that is the table that Lucretia was sitting at with Ford. They did not like Lucretia at all. Gave a bad vibe to them all, which is why they tried so hard to forget about her.
Gotcha.
Here, gonna float around, trying to get to the last bulb. Get to see all these
to carry me down the aisle.
statues
My, regular carrier broke
of
away
Bob
when we crashed
proposing,
the
and
tower.
with the cake of
I'm
Helmet
fine, though.
just there.
Didn't feel a thing. You know what? Yeah, that's good.
Give me up. What I'm doing here is just a tiny skip with the ground pound ability. If I cancel the animation of a ground pound with the levitation ball, it does a little pop up that I can just reach for objects that are higher than the original or the normal jump height.
Nice.
So just skips one of the jumps there. Messed it up, but it was fine. Now that we've planted everything, planted the seeds of Bob's memories, they didn't like that. So I'm gonna upgrade so I can do some extra damage with a charged side blast. And the idea is that I need to throw these tomatoes at the plants because we don't want all these bosses, someone that doesn't deserve to be as hurt with them. Here we got a plant of his mother, of Truman, and Helmet. It's kind of influencing his ideas that they didn't really like him. And this moth has been really mean to us that they know what's best for Bob. They realistically don't. They're just kind of suppressing a lot. I was just giving Raz ideas of saying that their job is. Oh, what did they die to? Did they die to the bad mood? That was insane.
Let's see if we can get to the heart.
This bad mood has 3 heart spawns, and this one gave me the fastest one. Normally there's 2 doubts in that fight, and I guess they both died from the same attack. Did not see that. Interesting. Makes my job easier. And we get to do this 2 more times. But right now, the moth here that keeps giving Bob a hard time with these bad influences drops a confusion grenade, which is a reference to the first game. Would change my controls around and make me do different abilities than I intended to press, which is really funny. Because in the original game, there was a grenade ability that did the same effect for enemies. It's a nice reference to that. There's one more thing, and that is the boss. Got a few more levels to go.
Perfect.
Now that we got the plants done, we got to get rid of the bees. So
But I
now
thought we
gotta
had collecting bees earlier.
We did. Now there's too many.
Ah, yeah, that's a problem.
Now we gotta get to the library, holding Cassiopeia here. Another member of the Psychic Six. Here, and she is the queen of the bees.
Mind if I snuck it?
That's what her psychic power is just communicating with bees, and she had like a whole book written about bees. But here, her whole thing is astral projection. So now she has different versions of herself, kind of scattered throughout this brain. So we have to go through the different genres of libraries. This one's like a children's book
Wait a second. I don't remember being
area, or one's just a main librarian. To go through all these random words,
Cassie.
Focus your mind's eye on a
platforming, and we get to meet our astral projection,
Aw.
who's also, as people know, Raz is voiced by Richard Horvitz, who voices Zim in Invader Zim, and the astral projection here is voiced by Gur. I forget the actor's name, but
I did not know that. Oh, I love the tie-in.
it's very nostalgic when I first heard about that. I had to watch the Netflix movie that they had just to like remind myself of that whole part of my childhood.
Gotcha.
It's just so nice that they were able to do that as well.
Agreed.
This I can throw objects, make this faster. Yeah, it's a nice cameo. We get to see him a few times in this level. Because the majority of it is that we are gonna be skipping most of the intended stuff that we're supposed to use for this ability. Now we get to the next archetype.
You just one more book to go. You're right on the edge of becoming
Down in Literature Lane, which is the journalist archetype.
Must have brought this to make Cassie
I'm
feel safe.
gonna lose some frames here because there's a lot of stuff in here, a lot of moving objects. Just gonna climb through all this platforming that we don't need to do.
I think I just jinxed it.
And the good thing about going through all these books is that I can still use the
She works in here.
fast rolls
Okay.
in the 2D sections here, so they go very
Who am I
fast.
talking to?
And now we got this huge open area that we get to fly across to all the clues that we need to unravel for the journalist
I think that's the best. I like
archetype, and we just got to get through each of these doors. That first door that we get through is actually the back door we're supposed to go through once we finish that room. But since we go through the back door and the collectible is just right there, we just immediately get to the next one very fast. For these next 2 clues, we have to go back to the title screen as the game autosaves, and when we load back in, we'll be loaded outside of the room, so we don't have to go all the way back.
Oh, nice.
And we get to use another prop to fly. It lets me. Okay, there we go. To the next door.
That prop had a little bit of an attitude there.
Yeah, it did not. It did not let me just stay on it. It's not having a good day. We get this last clue here. Back to the title screen. And we'll be right in front of the door of the boss of this bind as well. I do some upgrades real quick so I can throw stuff faster, and I have more Psy Blast ammo because I will be spamming all the objects at the librarian. So mean. It goes incredibly fast. Here we get to use the astral projection to get into that switch that's inside of our mouth. And we just kind of rinse and repeat this boss. She'll give us objects to throw, and I can just keep shooting everything. I don't want to do everything too fast because I do want this ruler. But I also don't want to. I don't want to die here. Okay, it has landed. Yes. And now this last phase goes the fastest, and because it goes so fast, if I had the astral projection out, it would despawn on its own. So I forced it to despawn so I can get the cooldown on time, so I can open the switch one last time, and that is the librarian.
I literally blinked. Like the stereotypical blink and you miss it. I blinked and that phase was done. Like, wait.
The ruler is very strong. Thanks to teacher archetype. And now that the bees are gone and the plants are gone, we are using the astrolabe to get into Nona's mind, who is Raz's grandmother. Not actual grandmother, but we love her anyway. And this is the circus, the flea circus. Everyone in here are just fleas, based off of Raz's family.
We love endangerment. I love it.
Here we have to do some little mini games, and completing them lets us get be one step closer to getting deeper into Nona's mind. I missed that. I don't know how. Give me up. Whoa. That's fine. There's some other ways to get up here and just slow this down because this carousel's going a bit too fast. Gotta slow it down. And now that we got all of those done, I'm the longest ladder to get to the top platform here to drop into that teacup at the bottom with little to none water.
I'm suddenly blessing my Metal Gear Solid reference for, because given that this is a circus, I would say this ladder and the subsequent jump would be, I could say, what a thrill.
That is quite a thrill.
Oh, such a cute picture.
Yeah. This is the normal side of Nona's mind. Ford put in that flea circus memory into her brain to suppress something that she's hidden herself through all this knitted up world. So this is her vault, essentially. This is what Ford was trying to hide from pretty much everyone, including Nona, because there's memory in here that nobody should be able to see at all. Here I'm going to be burning everything, putting them in the water, and making sure that everything goes away as quickly as possible. Especially these enablers. The enablers pretty much make any enemy immune. It was quite annoying. Just, oh, that did attack before I killed it. Okay, there we go. You're gonna manipulate some spawns. So these first two are mini sensors. This last one is the big sensor. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bait it into the water, so it just kind of drowns itself. Those spawns are pretty much in sequence with each other, so I don't need to stand anywhere in particular. I just need to look in the direction where I want them to spawn. Now we just kind of wait for this bad mood to be nice. As
Well,
3 attacks.
I'd say another way to make a bad mood nice is, well, even though I'm not in a bad mood, and neither should you, friends, ! Donate for those that are tuning in and didn't get to hear the spiel before. You could donate to the wonderful Alice at Wonderland Games, donating for her gender-affirming surgery, and we have a current bid war for Banana Ball, or Super Banana Ball, wow, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. You can choose a character that the wonderful iSwimFly can use. Right now, Steve from Minecraft is in the lead. Kiryu is in second place. We have Yoko, Morgana, and Beat options as well. And every single dollar that you choose for those incentives also goes to unlocking our bonus game, which is Banana Rumble, run by the one, the only, the Helix. So make sure you are putting those donations towards the character of your choice, friends.
It's very impressive being under one breath.
Trying to.
Now we are in Truman Sonata's mind. It's looking a little weird. He had a statue of himself, and somehow he knows a lot about Grulovia, which is Raz's hometown. But once we broke the statue, turns out this is actually Nick Johnsmith's mind.
Oh.
Now we just get to ride a little auto scroller, kind of in reference to Small Worlds. He just tells us his entire evil plot and his backstory through Disney ride.
The self-awareness to explain an evil backstory plot with the portrayal of It's a Small World ride, genius, actually genius, and very on point.
On brand.
A very on brand. I just figured this was like riding the It's a Small World was the Evil League of Evil, like, training camp of sorts. Like it was required.
You get to see his family. He is of royalty. He is the Tsar of Grulovia, or used to be, before it was drowned, as this whole ride kind of explains a little bit. This story's been told too many times by different people, different perspectives. You know, it's like showing the other side of that perspective. This was a bad fight. We hate the Psychonauts. I love the airplane of Ford here, though. Just his face on it.
Oh, I love that.
And this is just Bristol Malik, who's Nick Johnsmith, just saying that his father could have done better. He could have done better. He was the Tsar. For real.
Well, I mean, it'd be hard to get a lot of things done with the size of that crown that he's wearing. Oh my word.
I get that big drop there. I love the scream that Raz does. Now everything's flooded. All the I can't tell if the citizens are distressed or they're still dancing.
I will say the water looks absolutely stunning in that little area.
Yeah. Now the ride has shut down. Gotta fix it. It's kind of shorted up there, so we gotta fling ourselves up there. Normally we just go across the entire catwalk on the ceiling up there, but with the mental connection, there's a tech that we call flings, which allow us to cancel out of the connection animation and pretty much carries the momentum that it was supposed to stop us at the connection, but it just keeps going. So being at that angle is very easy to get to the top there. Now it's just a bunch of combat phases. Oh, I didn't see the big sensor there. Making sure that I don't take too many hits here. There's a lot of health drops, but I did not want to get hit by that. Get me out. Oh, okay. We're good. That's probably the scarier phase because there's so many sensors, but this one has the judge. So here, take his gavel. Just kind of throw it at everyone.
That's fair attack.
There's the enabler, giving the shield to everyone. Now I can just put everything on fire here. Gets rid of the doubts. Gotta get the gavel again. I didn't want to hit there. Ugh. Oh, he died. Just a little bit of a cleanup here. Get some health as well. There's one more doubt. There it is. There's two.
Here's your bad joke. Would you say these are lingering doubts?
That is, they're so true, actually. They just go wherever they want.
Right.
I'm gonna grab some health before I go on to the next section here. We get another auto scroller.
Hey.
Just after all the level skips, you get to cool down here. No major skips here, unfortunately, because everything's tied to the rides starting and finishing. None of the transition triggers really go through without being on this ride. There's been
A good amount of
really
testing
hard
for
ways.
that.
Yeah, hard ways to get around this, and there's everything's so spread out in this level. It's foolproof. Darn you, Double Fine. Making a good game.
How rude they coded something well.
This is stage play. Just so much production on the top of this level as well. These lights.
It's like, make this full motion video and suddenly you have Alan Wake 3.
Crystal Malik didn't have the budget. In his mind, his own mind, this is his own creation.
That's because Lady Luxpus has the gazillion dollars.
That's true. She had 3
Yes.
gazillion. We had to make that.
True.
Went all in on that boss. Yeah, this is basically just telling us that he watched his family just kind of move from place to place after the drowning of Rulovia. Now he's just trying to get revenge on Ward. Now, we gotta get through this to fix this ride again. It just keeps breaking. Classic ride.
Right?
Lily, do you see any
This doesn't work all the time.
Let's change the scene.
change to Adrifted Sea.
Show me.
This used to be so much easier to skip around
Change something.
when the game released, but now the
Those
cutscenes
trees are ruining it.
in this section are. Oops.
I want
No,
to change something else.
I wanted to change the prop.
Can we alter
It's a
the
little hard
prop?
to skip the dialogue here because
I think so.
holding to skip kind of overlaps itself and breaks dialogue.
Okay, that's enough for now.
Oh, gotcha.
We're good. Get to wall jump, the single wall, and get back to
This is the Lady Octopus.
the hotel room of the Luctopus where
Hey,
Crystal was staying at.
My father died today.
I am.
So now he's got this big crown because he thinks he's the czar
This one's pretty.
after resurrecting or finding Caligula. We get to ride this egg because he's obsessed with eggs after living in the ocean, being so rich. His family only had caviar. What we're going to be doing here is something called Hole in One. So I know we just got out of Wii Sports. We got to play one more sport here. And not exactly a hole in one, but we launched across pretty much 80% of the level here. This trick was called a hole in one because when it was first discovered, they launched straight into this cutscene trigger from those fans back there.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Right through here.
But getting through that pretty swiftly is not
This is
that
it.
easy.
Ready to roll.
Especially going into that room. That room is technically a portal to another area of this world, and if I go through it too fast, the egg would have maybe glitched out. It's a possibility. It's still scary to this day that the portal just breaks and just kind of clips out of bounds. The seams are just very, very close together in this game. They did a great job with like all the portals of like transitioning from place to place and all these mines, like this one here, like going to the Whispering Rock. This is like two areas kind of clipped together. Right there is the transition, and now it's like you can't be able to see the area previous. It's very seamless transitions that
I like it.
you never get to see. All these figments that I'm not gonna get.
What did the figments do, for those that don't know?
The figments are collectibles. Every 100, I believe, in this game as well. It was the same thing in the first game. Is a level,
Gotcha.
and it's a lot to collect. And 100%. But there's so many small ones that are so easily forgettable or like missable. I've had a fair share of missing a lot of figments, but yeah, they're just the little collectibles for how many there are in this game. Each mind, they give you levels, and it's just
Lily, I found Crystal's
a step
memory.
closer to 100%.
Father's brain.
I love the art style they have for each of the figments though, 'cause it's like
Puppet show now. Hey, wait.
it's like
I'm in this one.
small details that you wouldn't really think of that are like drawn so simply, but it's so cute.
Right?
Super creepy.
There's just
Yeah,
so
we
much
get-
personality in this game.
Exactly. We get another combat phase with pretty much every enemy except the bad moods and enablers, which honestly I'm okay with. The only thing that's a problem are these panic attacks. So here I'm gonna slow it down so it doesn't escape. No, it escaped. I missed. I need to heal. Maybe this one would be nice. There we go. 2 in a row. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, they instantly just burn when they get the fire spread. Same with these doubts. If I can. Oh, that one didn't get burned. That's fine. Yeah, this combat is incredibly hard to go through as fast as possible because of those panic attacks, RNG, and the doubts just being very annoying, putting all their slow puddles across the floor like this. This is very easy to just also burn yourself by accident. Now that's finished that. To go through the part of Crystal's mind where he assigns Dr. Lobato to steal Truman's mind, so he can take over his body and become the rat within the Psychonauts, giving information. And final ride of this auto scroller. Let's just talk about the rest of his plan. Also, Raz. Just wants
Yay! Oh,
boy, that kid seems stupid.
I love it. Just you look so happy, and then you're like, oh, the sign though. Oh.
Also, Crystal is voiced by Elijah Wood, who I'm also impressed that he's able to sing that on purpose.
You can't see my jaw on the ground right now, but there's a small dent on the ground where my jaw hit. I did not know that he voiced. Oh my gosh! What?
Weird I think we're coming to the finale.
Oh wow!
We don't get to hear much of his voice in the run, which is unfortunate, but we get a small bit of dialogue here. We get to go to the gift shop and get whatever we want. All these Truman toys and Crystal.
People hated them. I've had enough of this.
We don't get to hear any of it, actually. No Elijah Wood.
Like how in chat, Elijah Wood does everything. Yes. Yes. This is accurate.
And now we're getting to the final area of the game, where we get to confront Meligila. She is out and about now. Now that Crystal has freed her from Nona's mind.
I hope my family is
So now she's wreaking havoc across the Psychonauts headquarters.
There's that coach just living its best life.
And we get to get into her mind for a little bit. See the past.
Here's a scene I was hoping not to see again.
And we would just kind of skip it all. And now we're here with all the psychic interns fighting Meligila. I got my buddies.
You're just an overgrown lust for
Or she's just a tornado.
Okay, that sounded scary.
What I do here is each phase is her in her tornado form, and once we reach a certain spot, it'll become a battle arena where she takes her normal form and fights Raz. What I'm doing here is lowering her health to make that combat phase a lot faster. So now it's set at this because I can't do any more damage. So once we get to the combat phase, it'll just kind of go real fast. There we go. I slow her down, I stun her with the ice there, and it's just gone in a flash. And we just rinse and repeat once again.
Stay down in the primitive plane until needed.
These snakes do a lot of damage. This is like almost a full brain's worth of health. So they trying hard to dodge. I'll keep the emerald ball in frame. Now that we got her health down again, now we just have to wait for the combat phase. There's one more bridge after this. There it is over there. Let's slow her down real quick so it doesn't do the... She doesn't do the snake too much. Go. Slow her down, hit her with the tires so she's stunned. And that's the final phase of that combat. And this will be... We're almost at time, so keep that ready after this last stretch of this boss. There's one more phase to go. We get to see the reference to the first game. It's just a giant kaiju battle.
Oh my god, I love that.
In the first game, we fought as kaijus against Raz's dad and Coach's dad. But here, please let me punch. Time will be on the final punch, getting her off this cliff here. And the cutscene starts. And time.
GG.
With the power of family.
E. Aww. Oh, that
I'll
is so
leave it
awesome.
at that. Yeah, that's Psychonauts 2. Shoutouts to community. It's not as active as it used to be, but I'm still around, trying to help as much as I can for anyone who's new. I stream sometimes on Twitch. Variety of speedruns. I'm not always on the same game for too long, but right now I'm generally focused on Bomb Rush Cyberpunk and trying to get that world record. Yeah, I also do a variety of games of casual experience. Yeah.
Awesome, indeed. GG's, that was amazing. And I had so much fun watching it and so many more feels that I wasn't expecting. Thank you again so much, Bytez. Chat, can we get some more love and some more GG's for that absolutely amazing Psychonauts 2 run? Thank you so much for that. We have got an absolute series of bangers coming up, looking at the schedule, which is exclamation point schedule if you haven't looked at it recently. We've got, actually coming up, we are bringing Liminal Ranger back on the menu, everybody. Yes, we are going to be seeing that normal ending from Bagel Cat very shortly. After that, we have some Kingdom Hearts 3, a certain Peanut Butter the dog is going to play some Ken Griffey Jr., which is going to be super cute and awesome. And then we have our Super Monkey Ball block with Banana Mania, Banana Blitz, and if we hit $3,000 in total donations across this entire marathon, we unlock Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. Helix is running it, and let me tell you, Helix is just the world record holder of it, so you're going to want to watch it run. The entire block is going to be amazing. Sit tight as we are getting ready to go liminal. And just as a quick reminder for everybody, what are we doing here, friends? Well, we are running this absolutely amazing marathon for Alice in Wonderland games to get her gender-affirming surgery. And, you know, I talked a little bit about Alice before, and just generally, Alice is good, but let's talk a little bit more about her. Just as just so you know, Alice actually came out to her friends at 17. Very, very courageous to do so, and congratulations, 17-year-old Alice from the past. And to her family at 19, so congrats again, Alice at 19 from the past, is currently double majoring in psychology and neuroscience. She wants to be a psychiatrist to help young adults and specialize in queer issues and mood disorders. Alice's surgery has been canceled twice, unfortunately, due to insurance issues, and has been waiting for this surgery for 4 years since her first consultation. So every single moment and every single dollar that we can raise will help get her to that surgery. And for those that really don't know in terms of a surgery and costs, it's not just the surgery that you have to pay for. It encompasses things like hospital stays, travel, how to get to the hospital, and general life accommodations while Alice is recovering. And if there's friends or family helping out, making sure that they are accommodated. There is a lot that goes into this whole gender affirming surgery and just the whole process. So again, we are at $2,702 for such an amazing cause. All of you are so fantastically wonderful and wholesome and generous. Thank you so much so far. It's been an absolute treat with some banger runs for an absolute gem of a human being. And as I'm seeing in lots of caps and other mentions in there, yes! Coming up a little bit later on in the marathon is our Monkey block. So we support Monkey in this house. Straight up. Always support the Super Monkey Ball. Specifically, we do have a bid war that is still open, and it is still being led by Minecraft, which is kind of weird because you're a monkey ball and Steve is made of cubes, and physics are weird, but that's awesome because I like weird physics. So you get to choose which character that iSwimFly is going to be using during the run of Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. Right now, Steve, again, from Minecraft, is in the lead, but very close behind is Kiryu, or specifically Kazama Kiryu from Yakuza. So cool, if you want to donate to one of those two, put your donation towards them. However, waiting in the wings is Morgana from Persona 5, Yoko, the Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz character, and, I don't know, Beat from Jet Set Radio. Any one of those can win for this run. You got a little bit of time, but that time's gonna go away super, super quickly. If you sit on it, like the final boss phase that I blinked and it was gone, you're gonna blink and it's gonna go away. So, ! Donate. I better see that in chat, friends. I know you're good for it. When you put your donation in, scroll to the bottom of this page where it says incentives and click on the incentive. Click on the character that you want to choose. Make sure you're selecting one, otherwise it doesn't go towards that character, and that character is sad. I don't want to see Steve from Minecraft get sad. Those tears would look kind of cool, but kind of sad.